And welcome to Dover, the headquarters of the DIAA, the bunker, as you guys call it. Thanks for joining us today for the 2019 Volleyball State Tournament Bracket Reveal Show. My name is Mike Lang, along with 302 Sports, Jason Winchell, and we have guest today, Trevor. Why don't you introduce yourself to everybody? Former Polytech head coach. Tell us why you're here today.
My name's Trevor Bradshaw. I'm currently at Cape Henlopen High School. I used to coach at Polytech. I'm a member of the state tournament committee, and we have finished the seeding for this year's state volleyball tournament, and we're happy to have 302 Sports here help us with our bracket reveal.
All right, so this morning, obviously the season ended last night in St. Mark's and Ursuline. You guys got together this morning. I know you have a lot of these points scenarios already worked out, and you're just waiting for the final ball to drop. Without getting specific, because we don't want to blow our cover here. What were you guys working on this morning?
So really, our tournament committee chair, Nancy Griskowitz, does a great job of getting information in advance, and then we all just confirm that everything's correct. So we just got to look for ties in the seating and how we break them and make sure that we're doing it the correct way and go through step by step and have every committee member agree that we've done it correctly so that we make sure those seatings are correct, because it can make a big difference, and we don't want anybody to feel they were incorrectly seated, and then that might affect their entire tournament road. So we just try to make sure we're all on the same page, that we got it right.
2 4-way ties, I understand, that had to be broken this year. Without naming the teams, and real quickly, just explain the tie-breaking procedure.
First, if there's a tie, the first one is head-to-head competition. Problem is, when you have a 4-way tie, in order for that to work, they all have to have played each other. That's a rarity. The second tie-break after that is common opponents. And again, having 4 teams have all played the same opponent is a rarity. And oftentimes what we find is if we do get that, they've all either beaten that opponent or lost to that opponent, so it becomes irrelevant. So then the last tiebreaker is the team that had the most bonus points, because that speaks to strength of schedule. So if they have the most bonus points, they get that seed, and then we go back to the next 3 teams and repeat the process. Head-to-head, common opponent, bonus points. So it takes a minute or 2 to figure all that out, because again, with a 4-way tie, you want to make sure you got it right. Ultimately, and this is in the tournament committee books, so everybody's aware, if we ever have to go that far, it's a random draw. After that, if we can't do it by bonus points, but luckily this year we didn't have to go to random draw. Bonus points worked out all the tie breaks.
All right, so the conference room is right next to us on this side. No bloody eyes over there? No broken bones this year?
No, not at all. Tournament committee gets along very well. We all work well together, and it was a very smooth process this year.
All right, now I guess this is the first one of the year as far as brackets, and we have obviously field hockey and football coming up, but we're going to start with volleyball today. That sounds pretty good to me.
Sounds good.
Jason, are you excited? Ready to go?
I'm ready to go.
Jason was up late last night doing his brackets.
I had my brackets all done last night.
All right, well, I'll step out of the way here.
Trevor Bradshaw, thanks for joining us. And Jason, I guess it's that time, isn't it?
It's that time.
For everybody watching at home, here we go. Nick Halliday is going to get us started, and let's throw up the first matchup. Number 24, Wilmington Friends, your independent conference champion. They are going to travel to Smyrna on Thursday night for a meeting with the Eagles. And Jason, Friends benefited from winning that independent conference this year.
Well, they came on strong at the end of the year, Mike. They finished 10-6 after a slow start, but their tough schedule would have had them in, even if they didn't have the conference. But good to see. They played Smyrna earlier this year, and it went 5 sets before Smyrna held it out. So that's a good opening round matchup. And Friends is traveling back to Smyrna. And what can you say about the Henlopen North champions, Smyrna?
They're good every year, and this year they did not get a bye, but they're going to. By the way, Friends, 8 straight wins. How about that, Nick?
Yeah.
All right, let's. The time is it 6 p.m.? It's not on here. I got it right here.
Yeah, you got it.
Hang on. Smyrna and Wilmington Friends at 6 p.m. Sorry about that, Nick. And that will be
5, right?
That's.
No, 5 and 6, but that one's at 6.
Okay.
That's a 6 o'clock match.
Yes.
So the chances of the 5 o'clock match being done by 6 are pretty much impossible. But it is the second match that night, Thursday, at Smyrna. All right, let's move to the next bracket. Let's move to the next round.
And they would face
Henlopen. How about that? Vikings, congratulations. Tyler Coop and his young ladies down there in Lewis. Fantastic job. We were talking about Tyler just a few minutes ago, Jason. Let's talk about the job he's done down there.
Well, he's done and talk about smart scheduling. He plays in the Henlopen North Conference, which was tough, but he challenged himself this year at games against St. Elizabeth's, Newark Charter, Conrad, Indian River, and Delmarva Christian. All got him bonus points, and he's able to go 9 and 6 and grab the 8 seed. And If Smyrna wins, it's a rematch of the regular season game, and if Friends wins, that will be an instant classic. Yeah.
And that's at 6 p.m. And they're going to be at Newark Charter. Jason, we streamed from there just a couple days ago, right there on Elkton Road, about 10 feet from the Maryland
What a
State line.
gym.
So
What
it's
a
a nice
great
gym,
Yep.
a lot of room. So it's a great place. Come on up to Newark Charter on Saturday and check out Cape and the winner of Smyrna and Wilmington Friends. Could be a Henny North rematch of a rematch. Alrighty, here we go. Next one up.
Go back to the first round.
Number 23, Dickinson. Congratulations, Rams. You are back in the tournament.
First time since 2007.
2007. Most of those kids were kids. They were like little kids at that time. But, hey, the Rams get in. Did not win their conference, but strength of schedule and number of wins gets them in. They're going to have to travel to Caesar Rodney on Thursday, and that's no easy task.
No.
They're going to take on the 10th-seeded Riders, also out of the Henlopen North. We've already seen 3 Henlopen North teams in this bracket. And this game is at Caesar, I'm sorry, where are we? Dickinson, it's at Caesar Rodney. I'm sorry, I was going to get the time. The second game of the doubleheader is scheduled at 6, but we'll see what time it starts. That's at CR on Old North Road, Benny Mitchell's favorite place, on Thursday night. And the winner of this, Nick, takes on number 7, Conrad, and that's going to be at St. Mark's next Saturday night. The Red Wolves are number 2 seed, and Jason,
7 seed.
That's a pretty tough. Did I say 7? Number 7 seed, St. Mark's. This will be the second game on Saturday at St. Mark's, and let's talk about Conrad Red Wolves real quick.
Yeah, what else can you say? They got one of the best liberos in the state, and Fayetteville, strong front line, and they challenge themselves with a strong schedule, and they're sitting right there at the 7th seed, and they get a first round bye.
13-2. Didn't quite get as many bonus points as maybe they had hoped at the beginning of the season because it was a kind of a weird year in some ways. But 7, nothing wrong with that. So Jen Skinner and Conrad, congratulations. And you can see them at St. Mark's against the winner of Caesar Rodney and Dickinson. This will be on Saturday night. So that is 2 of the 8 first-round games done, and we're going to move right along. Feels like it's Sunday morning. I'm stepping all over myself here. All right, number 22, Newark, the Flight B champions. Jason, I think in the preseason, you said look out for Newark.
I thought Newark could win that Flight B, and they did. They proved me right, and they're in there at 22. Congratulations to the Yellow Jackets.
Their prize is a trip to Red Lion on Thursday, and they take on the Lions. Red Lion really came on strong at the end. I think they've won 4 or 5 in a row. Caroline Capps was out for a part of the season, and she came back, and they cranked up their play. But it's not just Caroline on that team.
Now, talk about
Mendick
Morgan.
sisters.
Right, Morgan Mendick moved from libero to hitter, and was pacing them with kills for most of the year. So, congratulations to Red Lion. They get a home playoff game in the first round.
Right, and that'll be the second game of the doubleheader at Red Lion on Thursday. So make the trip down and go see them because there's not a lot of half the games are up north and half the games down south this year, and this is one of the northern ones. All right, here we go. The winner of this game takes on number 6, Indian River, and fortunate for those 2 teams, they don't have to drive down to Dagsboro. It's going to be at Ursuline next Saturday night. The Indians with Rachel Ellers, 6 seed. Congratulations, Indians. You're Henlopen South champions and a darn good team. And
Oh, yeah.
Jason, you saw the Indians this
I
year.
saw them at Ursuline earlier in the year, and they gave Ursuline a fight. And like you said, Rachel Ellers is one of the best hitters in the state of Delaware. And congratulations to them. 13-2, and they beat Smyrna this year. They have a lot of quality wins, and great job by Indian River.
This will be the first game on Saturday at Ursuline, so you probably know who the second game is, but we'll get to that one later. Indian River takes on the winner of Red Lion and Newark. Congratulations to all 3 of those teams. And let's move along to the next one. Here we go. Your defending state champion, Wilmington Charter Force, against Delmarva Christian. They play at Smyrna on Thursday night at the first game, 5 p.m. Delmarva Christian coming an unknown quantity. We happen to see them play this year. Wilmington Charter are very much a known quantity. Gets in this year on the strength of their schedule, as they lost a ton of seniors from the championship team. But Coach Stover, who's right next door here, did a fantastic job, and the girls earned this position.
Yeah, they're 6-9. Played all the top heavyweights, and they came on as the season progressed. And like you said, when you replace all those seniors, you tend to struggle early in the season. But right now, they're getting hot at the right time of the year.
So if you haven't seen Delmarva Christian, they're good every year.
Yes.
We saw them in Archmere, and that's not a bad team. You know, they play in that Eastern Shore Conference, and so we don't really hear a lot about their opponents. But they did test themselves. They played Red Lion, they played Archmere, and they
Caravel.
played Indian River this year, if I'm not mistaken. And they played Caravel, so
Sussex Central.
and Sussex Central. So if you can go out and see, they're the Royals, by the way. If you get a chance to go see Delmarva Christian, the winner of this game goes on to play number 5 Archmere, site to be determined. One of the last remaining items of business here in Dover this morning. Archmere, the 5 seed, just missed out on the bye. The Auks,
But they had a bye.
I'm sorry, not missed out on the home game. That's what I meant to say. The automatic home game. So, but they're going to get the winner of Wilmington Charter and Delmarva Christian. Advantage for all these teams.
Right.
They've all seen each other this year. So
Exactly right.
they
Yeah,
both Archmere's played both. So
yeah
it's gonna
Archers
be a
played
good one.
both. Yep, and Delmarva Christian.
Archmere, very senior, heavy team, and a lot of experience on that team with Edmiston and Kochi
and
Hannah Wright.
another
and,
good libero.
Yeah, Abby Cates is just a load of talent on that team, and they're going to be a tough out
Yeah.
for anybody. So Archmere, you're number 5. Congratulations. You will be playing somewhere next Saturday night at some time to be determined. All right, let's move on. The next one, number 20, Concord, out of the Flight A and DMA. This is going to be at DMA, even though DMA is a 13. They're getting a home game Thursday night, and this one will be played. This is the second game of the doubleheader at DMA, and the Seahawks came out of nowhere, and Concord.
Let me talk about Concord.
Yeah, let's talk about Concord.
Because Concord, at the beginning of the year, when me and you did our show, we had one team that we thought hasn't made the tournament in like a few years, can make it. I said Concord, Coach Zampini goes in there, does a great job, and the girls play real well, win 10 games, and they're in there at number 20. So congratulations, Concord.
Mike Zampini did a great job, and I think he's been some Coach of the Year consideration. And this Concord team is not a team that's loaded with household names. But they're good players. They're solid players. I did get a chance to see Concord this year, and they're going to be a tough battle for the Seahawks. Let's talk about the Seahawks. Those state championship days are behind them now. They struggled this year, but they came on strong, finished 7-8, had a big, long winning streak in the middle of the season. We had them on against Zappo.
And beat some quality
they beat
teams,
Ursuline this
including
year.
Ursuline, so they are a team
That's a
to
tough
watch
team.
out for at 13. Like you said, they finished 7-8, but they played all the tough teams like Indian River, Smyrna, Padua, Archmere. They play in that tough time state conference.
Yeah, and the girls are maybe not as well known as some of their former players, but if you can get a chance to go out and watch them play, it's a good team. Nick had a chance to see them with us, and this is a home game for
Yeah.
DMA in the beautiful DMA Dome. So if you get a chance, you haven't been there yet, make the trip up. It's down by Banning Park. You got to just keep going till you run out of room, and there it is. You'll see the dome. You can see it off 95. It's a beautiful facility, and this should be a fun game. So the winner of this one, that's a tough one. They get number 4 Padua, and this is why the site is to be determined. So Padua, the 4 seed, finished with a 12-3 record, and 2 of the losses were to Ursuline. They are the only team, however, to beat Newark Charter this year. So this is a quality team here at Padua.
And the
We
only
don't know
team-
where they're playing
And the only
yet.
team to beat St. Mark's.
And they beat St. Mark's.
So-
St. Mark's is 14-1.
And Newark Charter was 14.
Newark Charter is 14-1. This game is to be determined. Padua can't play at home, so they have played in Silesia in the last few years. We're not sure if that's going to be available. So once we have a location, keep your eye on the DIAA. We'll let everybody know where they're playing. Padua missing a key player. We'll see how they bounce back. So Padua, though, very solid with Mullen and Palpe and Pritchard, and a lot of talent on that team, and a great coaching staff. All right, and Mackenzie Subject, don't forget her.
No. And just long.
I said Jess
Okay.
Mullen. All right, here we go. I don't want Mr. Mullen giving me a call after this. All right, here we go. Next up, back to the Henny North. It's your 19th seed, the Golden Knights of Sussex Central. They don't just play football down there. They've got a volleyball team too, Sussex Central. They take on Appoquinimink. Neutral site game. It's going to be at Caesar Rodney High School, not too far from here. And I have not seen the Golden Knights. I've seen Appo. This should be a good one. I don't know what to expect from Central, but that's been a tough conference this year in the North.
Yeah, they finished 9-6, same record as Cape Henlopen. Came on strong. Like you said, they play in the tough Henlopen North, and they get to play up at CR against the Appoquinimink team that is your Flight A champions.
This will be the opening
5
game of
o'clock.
the doubleheader, the 5 o'clock game at Caesar Rodney before CR. and Dickinson. So if you get a chance and you're down in this area, you want to stop by in Camden, go see Central and Appo, and it should be a good one. And the winner of this one will take on Ursuline. There's a prize. You get to go to Ursuline.
The Raiders.
There's a prize to take on the Raiders, the number 3 seed.
10-5 this year.
10-5, and got in on the strength of they got in the 3rd seed, but bonus points really got them there because their schedule was incredible. And we should point to the tournament they played at Tri-Meet at Bishop Shanahan. They're both opponents in that. Emmaus and Shanahan were worth 2 bonus points each, and that's one of the reasons why Ursuline is up where they are. And that's a tough team.
Yeah, and they played a tough schedule in state. And what a final week where they had Archmere, Padua, and St. Mark's, and those ran the table going 2-1.
Yeah, almost got the trifecta.
Yeah, so they're getting hot at the right time.
Yeah, so Ursuline, you know them, you love them. They were the state champions a couple of years ago. They're looking to get back. They've played all year without one of their top players, but they've had all year to get to play without it. But you know, you get players like Knockett and Popham, and then Sid Davis in the back line. And I mean, I hate to leave anybody out.
Yeah.
They got a roster. Avery Burns. They got Avery Brown. They've got a roster. And Caitlin Burns. They got a roster full of talent. Ursuline, you got a home game next Saturday night, and you will be the second game after the Indian River game. So there you go. Ursuline number 3. Here we go. Number 18, St. Elizabeth. You're taking on number 15, Middletown. That's going to be at Red Lion on Thursday night, and this should be the first game of that doubleheader, 5 p.m. So the Vikings, what can you say about the Vikings? Every year, they're solid. They're right smack in the middle of the bracket.
Yeah, and they go 8-7. They came back strong and won their last few matches, and there they are. And what else can you say? And they go to Middletown, who had 12 wins this year, Mike. 12-3 for your Middletown Cavaliers.
Yeah, Middletown did not win the conference because one of the losses was to Appo.
Right.
But how about Middletown? A great job by the Cavs. And St. E's, another team that was hit by the injury bug this year, but battled through it. And they play, as you mentioned, they play the Catholic schools all twice apiece. Yeah. And then they have Archmere. And they play Caravel, and they play
Newark, Cape Henlopen.
They played Cape. We had a great 5-set match on 302. So there you go, Coach McCarthy. And the Vikings, you're playing Thursday at Red Lion, so clear the schedule. You got somewhere to be. The winner of this one, Saturday at St. Mark's. And this is your prize, right? So you get to go play the number 2 Spartans, coming off a big win last night over Ursuline
on senior night.
14-1. They only lost to Padua. What can you say about the Spartans? You got to be nice about the Spartans here. By the way, this game is going to be the second one on Saturday at St. Mark's. I'm sorry, this is listed as the first game at St. Mark's before Conrad and the Cesar Dickinson winner. So they take the early.
They get the early time slot. Yeah.
So this is the first one at 6 p.m. Saturday.
And St. Mark's, you know.
What can you say about the Spartans? Player of the year.
Player of the year candidate, Savannah Salmons, Siemens, and then you got all other talent on that team.
How about the freshman Jurkovic, Jurkovic, and they have all kinds of talent on that team. Brooke Dow and Serena Pluta coming in playing her first year, her only year at St. Mark's after transferring in last year. A great middle blocker. The Spartans are loaded. But St. E's has seen them twice. Maybe they got something. Middletown, you never know. The unknown entity that comes in. Yeah. That's why they play the game.
Yep.
So you got the Spartans Saturday at 6 p.m. They take the early game. They don't want to be second. Go home and get the bet early.
Right.
All right, and finally, in the first round, here it is, number 17, Caravel, and number 16, Dover. Jason Caravel trending in the wrong direction at the end of the season, but a strong schedule gets them the 17 seed.
Yeah, like you said, they're a little tough to the end of the season, but they played the tough opponents at the end of the season, so I'm sure they picked up a lot of bonus points there at the end of the year, and they started out strong at 7-2, beat Delmarva Christian, so they're a talented team, and seeded 17.
And the other Henlopen North team, 11-4. So they got their opponents 2 bonus points. That's kind of how we think about these volleyball teams. You get that cutoff right there. Dover, what a season they had in the North.
Yep.
That North was just loaded with Dover and CR, Smyrna, not Polytech. Oh, they were bad actually. Central,
Cape Henlopen.
Cape Henlopen. I think they have 5 teams or 6 teams in the bracket.
Yeah.
So wow, what a year for the Henlopen North. So Dover is not going to be a pushover, and they were the higher seed here. So they're going to play at DMA. That's going to be on. It says on the 2nd. Is that? It should be.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, November 2nd.
Oh, it should be
Oh.
October 31st.
No, this is October 31st.
Sorry, yeah.
So
October
just
Sorry,
just
round
cross
one.
this out.
And round one, sorry.
It is round one. This is the first round. Hey, that's all right. Dover Caravel, 5 o'clock at DMA on Thursday. So there you go. Halloween, wear your best costume. Where you could be a Buccaneer, you could be a Senator. Come on out to Caravel. Just no noisemakers and no signs. All right, the winner of this game gets number one.
Newark Charter.
Wow, what a team they have.
Yes.
This is Saturday night at Newark Charter. This is going to be the first game of the doubleheader. The Patriots, we saw them a couple days
Yep.
ago. I saw them earlier this year.
Unbelievable.
They are a team
14-1.
14-1, and they earned this number one position, and they earned it by that much over St. Mark's. But hey, they are the number one team. Jason, what can you say about Newark Charter? They've got the hitters with Richie and Chloe Rogers
And
and,
the
Celeste and
blockers.
Haley, and they have
The
in the back they got McKenna Richie and Jill Burrows. They're loaded. Jess Weller, you've done a fantastic job at Charter, and you are the head. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. You're
Yep.
wearing it. That's number one Newark Charter. So they will play Saturday night at home. They earned a home match, and then Jason. After that, we move into the. Let's just go through the schedule real quick. Thursday, the November 5th will be. I'm sorry, Tuesday. Is going to be the quarterfinals.
Right.
And that will be at St. Mark's and a site to be determined.
Correct.
The semifinals, as usual, at St. Mark's on Thursday the 7th.
Yep.
And then the final, one of my favorite nights of the year. Actually, I love the semifinal night because you got two matches.
Yep.
The finals on Monday the 11th at the Bob Carpenter Center, and we'll be way up at the top. And let's talk about our streaming. We don't know where we're going to be on Thursday. We will be somewhere. That's the plan, at least.
Right.
And our games
on the
are on the
NFHS
NFHS
network,
network.
powered by 302 Sports.
And we're going to have first round action,
Quarterfinals.
quarters, semis, and the finals for you. And so Nick, you better clear your schedule for those nights.
I'm sure I'll work that.
And don't forget that the brackets will be out by the DIAA and also on 302 Sports website
Yeah.
a little later.
So I think that's about all. Anything else we need to say? This is a great time of year if you love volleyball. We love volleyball.
I'll tell you
We
what.
had a great time bringing it to you this year.
Yeah.
Our match of the
And
week
remember,
worked out.
it started for us early this year because every year because we do the preview show.
Yeah.
Spend 3 hours before the season starts breaking down the season, and here we are revealing the bracket, and now we get to go cover some playoff.
Yeah, and for all the coaches and ADs out there who worked with us all season, thanks a lot for welcoming us into your gyms and giving us tables and chairs and outlets and internet connections and all that other stuff. Thanks to the DIAA with Donna and her gang down here in Dover. And I know they're excited. This is a busy time of year for them. Just a reminder, still football, soccer, and Gary's football, soccer, and field hockey. Those brackets, we're not going to have football, right? We're going to have football for you. And then cross country's coming up. Don't forget cross country. Those guys run hard.
Country, yep.
And those are November 9th, I think. And I think we're going to wrap it up, right, Nick?
Yep.
So for Nick Halliday, Jason Winchell, Mike Lang, thanks for joining us this morning. And everybody here on the volleyball committee and at the DIAA, have a great Sunday. Go Eagles. And we'll see everybody Thursday night from a gym near you. Have a great day, everyone.